Good evening from Dad's Foxbody Garage. This is going to be our last episode this year. It is December 28th, 2023. And this is the second installment on mistakes I have made or seen in lieu of the shoulder surgery, so I can't get out here and wrench. So I want to start off by saying I think one of the most common things I've seen is people mismatch their builds, or they build a car that's no longer fun to drive. I'm guilty of that myself. I've done mismatch builds, like I explained last week with the turbocharged Pinto. I had too large of a turbo for the application and too small of a carburetor. I also did my 289 hypo blower project back in high school, and that one was actually pretty well suited for what I was going for. I had like the proper cam ground for the application, but I didn't have good heads. So again, probably not the greatest combination there. And to be honest, this setup right here, I just have a B303 cam in it. I could have something better in there, but that was what came with the car in the old engine, so it is what it is. But I do have really good heads and, supporting mods there. But what I see time and time again is people get a Foxbody Mustang, and the first thing they want to do is modify the engine on them. And, if that's what you really want to do. But I also hear stories from these same people that they don't drive their cars much after that. It's not as fun, or it starts to transition to more of like a race car. And I think people get caught up in that the heads, cam, and intake, for your Foxbody. And nothing against people that do that. I think you can get great power out of it because, frankly, the heads suck on Fox bodies from the factory. And intakes, I don't know. There's improvement to be had there, but definitely with the heads. And I don't know, the cam, I guess if you want the Lopey cam, yeah, you can get more power out of them. But the stock cam, you can make decent power out of a stock cam. If you're really looking for power, put a hairdryer on the thing, right? Turbocharger or blower or something like that. But again, I think you start losing drivability when you do this. You can go on to all these forums out there that talk about people that do head cam and intake and have to do get tunes and get chips and all this stuff to try to get them to idle again, and it just takes the fun out of it. I think I believe what I did to mine was exactly what I was looking for, maybe a little too much. As far as doing the gear, I did suspension, I got big brakes, and I did put a 410 in, which I am going to back down to a 355. But if you put a gear in these cars, and if you're just cruising around town, they're a nice car. They're a nice car to drive. I do have, some nice sounding exhaust on it. I got 2-chamber exhaust on it. But the motor is completely stock, and it's totally drivable. It'll idle in traffic for as long as you want. No issues. Cruise control still works. If I want to hit Hines Drive and hit it on cruise, I can just cruise down Hines. I think people lose sight of some of the drivability things, and maybe they want to build like a radical, whatever. That's fine. But I think it's a lot of people's tendency to overbuild things, and it takes the drivability fun out of it. Now granted, I enjoy building things just as they are. That's the whole point of this, was I have the Stormtrooper there to drive around and enjoy, but this is my wrenching car. It's my blank canvas, so to speak. It was a POS when I bought it, sitting in a field, and it's basically a shell to transport my drivetrain, right? Someday I'd like to make it look nice from, 20 feet like the Stormtrooper does. But, that's not as high on the priority scale as you know, making it drive nice and straight and all that. And that's where we're at right now. Is drivetrain is good. I just wanted to, you know, rebuild the front suspension. But again, back to what I was talking about before. You know, mistakes I've seen, I think people overcam their cars. I think people put too high a compression in their cars. They can't run pump gas. Yeah, it just takes the drivability out of it. You know, you can have a really nice mild build that can create, you know, good power, and if you have the supporting mods like a good rear end and a good transmission, cars are going to be fun. You know, unless you're going out racing for pinks, well, then you got to rethink things. But you know, I just want to, you know, caution people at overbuilding things outside of where they really want to go. I think they should take a step back before they start and say, what do I want to do with this car? You know, do I just want to take it to car shows? You know, so then I'll put, like, you know, I'll polish aluminum or chrome parts on it, you know, or do I want to take it to the drag strip? Or do I want to cruise this thing around, you know, with the AC on and the cruise control on and, you know, playing 80s tunes, you know, and that's what I like to do, you know. I just, you know, the sound, the smell, everything about, you know, the Stormtrooper, it's a lot of fun. But anyway, like I said, this is just a quick video. I wanted to throw it out there and wanted to, you know, make people think, you know, where do you really want to go with your builds? And err on the side of caution when it comes to building the drivetrain, the power plant, even the suspension. You know, like this guy here, somebody put lowering springs on it. You can't get a jack under it, and it bottoms out on Hines Drive. Well, that's kind of impractical in Michigan. People that know Michigan roads, they're not great. So caution what you do. You don't want to take the fun out and have these things sitting in the garage. They're meant to be driven, and yeah, that's my 2 cents. So thanks again for watching, and thanks for hanging in all year. I look forward to seeing you next year and getting, you know, more active as we go, as the shoulder recovers. And please like and subscribe, and also check out my my webpage. I'll put the link up here, and you know, I have all my merch that's available on there right now, and I do have some stories. I have my email address on there. People can send me pictures of their cars. I would love to talk to them about it. So that's it, and again, Happy New Year, guys, and I'll see you next year.